Invite you to experience the Mazda difference at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline, a member of the Team Automotive Group.
Oh, it's hot. It is so hot.
It's
very hot.
It is hot. But it's not as
Am I
hot as
supposed to
yesterday.
be in this shot?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he said, yeah, come on in.
I'm like half
Ease
in, half
on down
out.
the road.
Step to
Come
your
on.
left, step to
Hello.
your left.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
So we're going to be water hosing it this weekend. Do you call it a water hose or a hose pipe?
I never heard of
I'd never heard of that
Hose pipe was
till
definitely
this
like
morning.
a deep South Cajun kind of a thing, I think.
Or is it Louisiana?
It could be.
I never heard hose
water
pipe until I
hose.
got to Louisiana. I grew up
Yeah.
in Southeast Texas.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Texas as well, and so yeah, water hose.
Is a hose
Water
pipe
hose.
a regular hose?
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
It's
Just
a hose.
another-
Yeah, because I'm like Liz,
term
when you
for
think
it.
of pipe, you think of something
Garden
solid
hose.
that's like
Lead or-
not going to
yeah.
bend.
Hose
right.
pipe?
Has
Get the
to be
hose.
melted.
Man, I'd say whatever you call it, just make sure it's hooked up to some kind of
Sprinkler?
or something.
Oh, and hey, don't turn it on and put it right on you. Let the hot water get out of the hose pipe.
that's
Man,
good
you
advice.
ain't lying.
You will
That is
scald
good
yourself.
advice.
Burn to hell.
Yeah.
You ain't lying,
You
man.
will scald.
You'll
Let
learn
it
your
get
lesson
cool
down
and
here.
then stand there under it.
Or even let your dog drink out of the pot. I mean,
Yeah,
the
no,
hose
no.
pipe.
Yeah, don't
wow.
let
Yeah.
Be conscious of all of that.
Please, please.
It's just so big. We talked about like we're obviously all eyes on Hurricane Beryl right now as it gets towards Jamaica. I mean, where are you going to go on that island? We're
Yeah.
talking about the ability to evacuate. And I don't know that heat is a natural disaster yet. There's conversations about trying to make it. I don't care what you call it. It's just awful. Man.
Actually, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. It can't be downplayed. Heat is the number one killer.
Yeah.
So we think of hurricanes and tornadoes. No, it's the heat. We actually have the bigger. You know what? Thank you, Matt, for reminding me of that. We actually have the bigger threat here, simply just based on the heat, and we're going to have an excessive heat warning. So get those hose pipes. Am I saying it right? Liz, I'm with you. I'm just. Like, well, all right, 91, that's the way it feels outside. A little bit of sunshine. You know, we actually set a record yesterday. This was a bit of a surprise. We weren't expecting triple digits, at least on the raw score there, 102. That's what we ended up doing. This is where we should be this time of year, though, 91. So that's the hottest that we have been since last August. Do you remember last August? It was brutal. I was looking at the numbers this morning. We hit 100. It seemed like almost every day that month. We're not trying to do that again. So we've got an excessive heat warning today. It's really more around Baton Rouge, because as you go to the north, go to the south, it turns into more of a heat advisory, and hopefully we're not going to need another heat warning for tomorrow. As for the possibility of thunderstorms, name of the game for today, the farther south of I-10 you go, you're going to have a slightly better chance. Right here in the Baton Rouge area, I would say we could get a couple of these thunderstorms, but it doesn't look as promising for today as it once did. Then let's fast forward to Independence Day tomorrow. We actually could get a couple of early showers. This is Thursday morning at about 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. Then in the afternoon, the chance goes up again a little bit, but your fireworks displays, your backyard barbecues, they will be good to go. Just going to be really hot out there, no surprise. As the dew points stay in the upper 70s, that's kind of the problem. You know, it's not so much the heat, sometimes it is the humidity, the way it feels, that soupiness when you can really feel the air on your hands. So we need that warning for today. I'm hoping that we're trending in the right direction, and I'm going to show you the 10-day forecast in just a minute, and hopefully we are trending right there. Nothing doing on our live local radar. We don't have to go too far away, though, to get a couple of these popcorn thunderstorms. Some people call them streamer showers, moving in from the Gulf and then moving up northward towards our neck of the woods. Update on Hurricane Beryl. This actually came down at about 7 a.m., so we just got this, but there's really no significant change. Matter of fact, no appreciable change, at least that I can see. Sustained at 145, that's the same. Gusting to 175, that's the same. And remember, if you didn't catch us earlier this morning, the one change this morning is that it could briefly strengthen up again into a Category 1, minimal 75 miles an hour. Still expected to be a tropical storm at landfall, and now finally all the computer models are agreeing right around Brownsville, late Sunday night, early Monday morning. It took forever for the models to get on board here, and this is all that's left of 96L. Remember, it was red a couple of days ago, now barely a chance of development. Here is the GFS. It's going to show you what a lot of the other models are starting to say. It screams on over to the west by Brownsville, and it'll be a rainmaker, not so much a windmaker in their neck of the woods. As for rainmakers over here, we'll have about 1 to 2 inches expected over the next 7 days. 96 the high for today, 50-50 chance, mainly in the afternoon. Nothing really expected in the morning in Baton Rouge. And again, it feels like the 90s already, and it's going to feel as warm as 115 at the high point of the day. For tonight, we are mild and muggy down to 79. What about that extended forecast? Wait, first I'm getting ahead of myself. 4th of July is looking like a similar day with another about 50% chance in the afternoon. And then the rest of the 10-day Wednesday. Look at how temperatures slowly but surely go down about a degree per day. Hopefully next week highs in the lower 90s. That would at least be some improvement. 7:07, Johnny A., how are the roads doing?
Pretty good this morning. We had a little slower traffic a little earlier. I-12 West had a person changing a flat tire on the right side of the interstate. Folks getting over and scooting over to avoid hitting them. And looking good on the interstate into the Baton Rouge area. This is I-12 at O'Neill. You first start to see your brake lights from O'Neill to Millerville, and then a little braking action from Sherwood to Airline as you make your way toward the 1012. Here are our drive times. All in all, not bad at all. 16 is right on from Gonzales. 11 is normal, so 12 is almost normal coming out of Denham Springs, then 4 to 5 to the downtown area. From our WAFB First Alert, Gordon McKernan First Alert traffic camera network, there's I-10 at College and the bridge, of course, doing well this morning. If you're going in and out of the city, just be careful. 7:08, 8 minutes after a muggy 82 degrees already at 7:08. And some headlines you might have missed on 9 News this morning. We do it all on the Plus. 9 News Now continues next.
Seven oh nine your time on that midweek Wednesday morning, and we're talking about the heat in South Louisiana, and that's going to be the headline maker for us. But the headline maker in the world of weather continues to be Hurricane Beryl. It is now exactly from a Category 5 to a Cat 4. It does not look like it's going to weaken that much more before Jamaica.
No, and that's why we're keeping our eyes there in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands as it continues. They kind of move slow there.
Awful.
Expected to either make it over Jamaica or pass right by it there. Expecting that sometime today. Jared's been keeping his eyes on this along with the First Alert Weather Team, but you can see as it passed through the islands there of Grenada and Curacao, we're already seeing storm surge hit parts of those islands as well as flooding in a lot of the areas. When you see an eye like this, Matt, your stomach churns. And a lot of folks who may be taking cruises out there, Carnival, Norwegian, cruise lines, some of them have changed the path of those cruises as they anticipate a big storm.
From an island, where are you going?
Exactly.
Yeah, where are you going? Unless you can evacuate the entire island, where are you going? So we're thinking about those folks right there that have already gone through it and those potentially in the path. You know what? It's good to have a good state climatologist on hand. When you talk about like kind of what the world is going through right now and potential storms in our little part of the world, state climatologist, the new position there, going to be named, officially named. Press conference later today.
That's it. Governor Jeff Landry, and you've got the GOSEP Director, Jacques Thibodeau, set to make that announcement at 11 a.m. today. By the way, Jake Grimes, a WAP Chief Meteorologist, has been serving as the interim state climatologist. So 11 o'clock today, we'll find out who takes the reins there. We're also going to talk about the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season so far and what the state is doing to get its own game plan.
Speaking of game plans, what is the game plan for the Grove State Bridge? Now, they talk about, you know what happened to it. Barge ran into it a month back and knocked it out of service, and it's going to be out of service for now months. When you hear that, if you got to use that bridge, man, that's a big headache. They were talking with some folks, those in charge of the fixing, and those in the community getting together.
That's it. You're looking at the Bayou Blue Fire Department, where you can see families just packed that fire department talking about their concerns. And you know, when you talk about detours, this is a major detour for folks who are spending more gas money, who are spending more time getting around to where they need to go. With the ferry, it's small, right? It can hold about 6 to 8 people. But what about folks with accessibility issues? You had a woman who's actually in a wheelchair saying it needs to be more accessible. I can't take it, causing me more of a burden to get around. So last night they took those concerns, see what they're going to do about it as they move forward.
So we'll see what that is going forward. It's going to be a minute. It looked hot in there. They had some mega fans blowing. I tell you what, hot everywhere right now, which means your AC better be up to par. HVAC specialists saying, look, there's some things you can do.
Yeah, change your filter. Make sure you get it checked out every 6 months. Just 2 of the things you can do.
Right. So please pay attention to it. Also maintain it in the off hot season to help out as well. Speaking of summertime, summer COVID numbers, depending on who you're talking to, you might be peaking here and there, that kind of a thing. Just say pay attention to how you're feeling. Again, from AC to COVID, there you see it. Maybe a booster is in order, depending on where you are with that.
Yeah, especially if you plan on traveling for the 4th of July holiday and you plan on being in some cramped spaces like a tin can, a plane. It's a good idea to take those precautions, especially masking up, washing your hands more. If you feel some of those symptoms, doctors say stay on top of it.
I want to show you some video here out of Tangipahoa Parish. We talk about porch pirates, right? How about puppy thieves? This is ridiculous.
You see this video here. It's actually from a homeowner there in near the Laurentier area. Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office looking for the 2 women that you see in these photos stealing those puppies. We're told that they're 3 German Shepherd puppies that are just kind of, they don't know what's going on here, but you see them eventually scoop them up and then take them as they kind of run off the lot.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we showed you this video. You can also see it again, WAFB.com and your 9 News app. Are you getting going on the 4th of July a little bit early? Gas Buddy has got the prices for you right now. Louisiana, a little bit better than the rest of the country as it stands mostly. The average $2.99, you can certainly find it for less than that because, yes, the 4th of July, a lot of folks kind of kick-starting that early. Matt Venezia live this morning with where some of the party is going to be.
There are a number of parties from Port Allen to Donaldsonville to the Old State Capitol. They're actually having a special commemoration ceremony today that starts there later on this morning. So you're looking at a list of all the events and things you can participate in our area. If you have the day off tomorrow, go ahead and look at this with your family to see what you guys can attend.
Look, it's going to be hot. We talked about that. Obviously, we know where we are. We know where we live. And it's just so as you get out there on those 4th of July for those 4th of July celebrations, understand the heat is going to be there. That's just kind of what it is. Take precautions, do what you got to do, and then try to enjoy a little bit.
That's the goal, Jared, because it's going to be hot, and we all know that. And the folks out there out in Port Allen are saying the same thing. Look, we know it. We know it. It's hot every year. Make sure you fuel. Make sure you're drinking all that water, and you're good to go.
Get a nice cool hose pipe.
That's like the phrase
Bring
of
one
the
with
day,
you.
right?
Yeah. But once you hear it, you can't not say it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's fun.
grab the hose pipe. Well.
If you're looking for the perfect companion for family fun and adventure, or wanting to find adventure beyond the ordinary, experience all that the Toyota Tundra has to offer. Save on your new Tundra right now at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.